So now guys, with interface, like what we have agreed about, we have seen that it occurs, actually the interface is the same for both meiosis and mitosis. And actually, the funny thing with this interface, a cell under interface, it is assumed to be resting. The cell is assumed to be resting. Like, it's not carrying out anything visible to us. So we assume that cell is resting. So, though it is regarded as a resting phase, my dear, it is the most important stage. It is the stage where a cell is engaged in vital activities that will prepare this cell for cell division. Because see, you have one cell and you want to produce two cells. The two cells formed must be exactly the same as the mother cell. So it means if the mother cell had one mitochondrion or two mitochondria, okay, the two mitochondria must divide so that each daughter cell has two mitochondria. This thing, yes. If the mother cell had 20 chromosomes, okay, let's use human cells. If the mother cell had 46 chromosomes, the chromosomes must replicate so that each daughter cell formed should possess how many? 46 chromosomes. Now, this one occurs in interphase. Okay? It occurs in interphase. However, when all this is occurring, there is no observable change. Nothing is visible. You cannot see a cell replicating on a mere microscope unless you use these sophisticated machines, sophisticated microscopes, which I don't want to talk about now. You find them in NF. So the cell is said to be resting, but actually there are a lot of activities that are taking place inside that cell. And these activities include, number one, the chromosomes. They are drawn into long threads known as chromatids. And chromatids at large. Remember after cell division, that's why I told you to understand the difference between these chromatids and chromosomes. So here, the chromosomes which were large prior to cell division and the cell has divided, these chromosomes, they will now be drawn into or condensed into chromatids, okay? And in the chromatids, they are left to stand within the nucleus. And that's not primary, that's not main. The main issue here, the main factor that occurs why you should condense these chromosomes into some long thread-like structures called chromatids, and sometimes further into chromatins, which are very thin, you cannot see them, is to allow, to give room for the genetic material, which is the DNA, to divide, to replicate, not divide. Okay? So DNA replication occurs in interphase. And why should you replicate DNA? Because see, you want to produce, you have cell A, and you want to produce two cell A's. A and another cell A. Are you seeing? And since everything must be the same, Also, that genetic material, the DNA in this very cell, is first replicated, is first doubled, so that one copy goes into this cell, sorry, and another copy goes in the other cell. And that one occurs in the interphase. Also, guys, yes. Then another important aspect, another important activity that occurs during interphase is manufacture of energy in preparation for cell division. You see, the process of cell division is not a passive process. It's really an active process that requires energy. And we are going to see where this energy is going to be used from. We are going to see when we reach there. It's really an active process that requires enough energy. That if energy is not enough, then you cannot proceed to dividing the cells. So all the energy that is going to be used in cell division is synthesized within this interphase stage. So do you see how important this stage is? And by which process are you going to produce energy? By respiration. Okay? So the cells in interphase, they are going to respire to produce energy, which is going to be used in the proceeding stages of cell division. In the prophase, in the metaphase, but especially in anaphase. Okay? Yes. Then finally, Swiss, what is it? Mariri, what is it?
Nothing.
Okay, it's okay. Then we have the centrioles. They also do replicate in this process, sorry, in this phase. Now, what are the centrioles? Now, the centrioles, if I draw my cell, maybe let me draw it here. I hope you should be able to see, especially in animal cells, you have some structures here, okay, known as the centrosome. We are going to see all this, okay? The centriole. Let me write that. Centriole. The spelling is here. So there is I here. Now, this centriole, it is actually where fibers are going to attach. Okay, trace it, so I'm going to re-explain. Have no worries. Okay? Have no worries. Now for the centrioles, we are going to see the process. We are going to see the process. But they must divide so that one goes to this opposite pole, okay? And another one remains. So that they are the ones which will form fibers. Okay? They are the ones which will form fibers that will bring about cell division. That will separate our chromosomes, our chromatids during cell division. Then finally, there is synthesis of internal organelles. Oh, have you heard of that word? Synthesis of internal organelles. Like I said, if you have this cell and the cell wants to divide, or the cell divides to produce A and another cell A. If you had two mitochondria in this cell, the daughter cells formed also must contain the 2 mitochondria. Okay? If you had 2, which organelle can you know? 2 chloroplasts, for instance. Okay? In this mother cell. The same applies to the daughter cells produced also must contain the chloroplasts. Somebody is saying, teacher, what is the mitochondrion? Very many are known as mitochondria. If it's 1, it's a mitochondria. Now, if you've studied respiration, you probably talked about, not probably, but I'm quite sure that you talked about mitochondria. Now, respiration is the process by which our bodies burn glucose, break down glucose in quotes to produce energy. Energy in form of ATP. Okay? The energy produced is in form of ATP, so that you can use this ATP to do your body activities. All activities in our body, inclusive, this one inclusive, cell division inclusive. Because see, you need energy. And this energy is going to be produced by respiration. Now, we have what we call the types. We have aerobic respiration. Okay? Aerobic respiration. This one takes place in presence of molecular oxygen. Okay? And the second one, can you guess? Can you guess? Can you guess? Yes, you've guessed right. Anaerobic respiration. This one takes place in absence of molecular oxygen. But now for aerobic respiration to take place, it takes place in a specialized structure inside your body cells known as mitochondria. Mitochondrion, if it's 1, and if there are many, they are known as mitochondria. Okay? Mitochondria. So these are structures where respiration takes place. Just like chloroplasts do allow photosynthesis to take place. So if your cell has 2 chloroplasts, if your cell has 2 mitochondria, the 2 daughter cells formed must possess the 2 chloroplasts, the 2 mitochondria, the 2, everything in this cell must be possessed by these 2 cells. So they also divide. So somebody requested to repeat this red, the work in red. And probably that's where I shall stop from. The chromosomes, we are going to study mitosis. We see those chromosomes that have been drawing, how they separate, okay, and then the 2 are joined. Now these chromosomes are formed when the cell wants to divide. And we are going to see that after division, these chromosomes don't remain, okay? They don't remain within a cell, but rather they are drawn into long, thin, thread-like structures known as chromatids, and the chromatids also are further drawn into very thin, which are almost invisible structures known as chromatins. Okay? Chromatins. And so after that has happened, then the DNA, which is the genetic material, divides or replicates to produce another copy of the genetic material. Okay? To produce another copy of the genetic material, so that the 2 cells will have the DNA. Then the cell manufactures and stores energy through respiration in preparation for cell division. Okay? Cell division is an active process. It's an energy demanding process, like how you start walking. Or when you start running, you would use energy. That's why you sweat, that's why you get tired. So similarly, cell division also is an energy demanding process. Okay? So before you think of dividing, then you should first manufacture enough energy, okay? Which is going to allow your cell to divide and finish. And so all that occurs in the interface. Okay? And the centrioles, these fibers, these structures where these fibers are going to be formed, they are going to replicate and they move to opposite poles. Okay? And they move to opposite poles. But they're moving to opposite poles. This one is not interface. But they're replicating these centrioles replicating. That is interface. And finally, we have synthesis of these internal organelles, so that each cell that is going to be formed has the exact copy, the exact number, and everything the same of these internal organelles. Organelles means small organs. Since these cells are like normal organisms in quotes, and we have cells which are real organisms, the unicellular organisms. Then these organelles, these compartments that they have in their bodies are known as organelles. So guys, guess there are no questions, guess there is nothing for me, and that's where I'm going to stop from.